and welcome to another booktube video from me, Lauren, from Lauren in the Books. So Christmas is officially on the way. It is almost the end of November. It's my birthday on Friday and that is 4 weeks until Christmas. So we can officially start getting excited about Christmas. And I thought I would don my Christmas pudding jumper, here I am, and talk about books that I like to read over the Christmas period, and maybe some books that you might like to read over the Christmas period, because each one of these books is either set at Christmas, has something to do with Christmas, or the word Christmas is mentioned in them once. No, that's not true. They're all related to Christmas. So I'm going to get started with the books that I don't have here with me. The first one is The Gift by Cecilia Ahern. So this is a Christmas novel set in Dublin in, I guess, like modern times, about a chap who's always so busy at work, doesn't get to spend time with his family or anything like that, and he meets a homeless chap who sort of teaches him a lesson or two, let's say. So I read this for my first ever book club Christmas party at work, and yeah, it's a really fun read, really easygoing, lovely heartwarming message, and enjoyable, and the cover is just the most Christmassy thing I've ever seen ever. So this is what it looks like, and that is the first book that I wanted to talk about. The next one is in a similar vein. It's by Rainbow Rowell and it's called Landline. So it's not necessarily a Christmas book, but it is set at Christmas. So it's set two people, a bit similar to the last book actually. So it follows the main lady character, whose name has totally left me, and she is going to have to work over Christmas. So she sends her husband and her two kids back to her husband's mum and dad, and tries to ring her husband on the mobile. It's not working, so she uses the landline to call him over the Christmas period. So this landline that she's calling him on transports him back to 20 years when they first met. And it's a bit, obviously it's not the most believable of novels, but it's set at Christmas and it's an enjoyable book to read. And I didn't realise this, and I read it sort of like middle of the year, and had I known that it was set at Christmas, I would have aimed to read it at Christmas, because in December I like to read nothing but books that are to do with Christmas. Okay, so the next book is a book that I'm going to be reading for my online book club. So if any of you online book clubbers are watching this, here is a little sneak peek of the book that we will be reading for December. It's called A Snow Garden, and that is a book that is written by Rachel Joyce. Now, I don't know much about this book. I know that it is a series of interconnecting short stories all to do with Christmas. So I'm not quite sure of if there's a storyline that runs from beginning to end, or if it's each individual story is Christmassy. Now, I'm told it's sort of like a bittersweet look at Christmas, and I thought it'd be a bit different for the usual jolly, happy, ha books I like to read at Christmas. But I'm really looking forward to that, and I ordered that yesterday, so that should be with me by the end of the week. The other books that I'll be reading for my book clubs, my radio book club, we're going to be reading John Grisham, Skipping Christmas. I read this last year for the first time, and it's really nice. It's a really quick, easy read by John Grisham. It's actually the book, the film Christmas with the Cranks was made based on this book, which I didn't realise. So it's basically about a couple who decide that they're not going to do with any of the faffing around of Christmas this year, because they're going on a cruise on Christmas Day. So they're not going to put their tree up, they're not going to get involved in any of the neighbourhood parties that happen, they're not getting involved in just basically everything, and then slowly but surely they end up getting involved in everything because the spirit of Christmas gets to them. So yeah, that's just a really sweet, and it's very short. It's not even 200 pages, so looking forward to rereading that. And the other book that I will be reading for my book club Christmas party at work is Maeve Binchy. This year it will be different. So this again is a series of Christmas short stories. I love Maeve Binchy. I'm always going on about how much Maeve Binchy is a guilty pleasure of mine, and I just love the little world and the characters she makes. So I'm sure these are going to be lovely. I'm just looking through the names of some of these characters, name of some of these short stories. Christmas Timing, Christmas Present, The Feast of Stephen. What's the next one? This one's will be the best one because it's the one I'm hanging on for. The Christmas Barramundi. So yeah, really looking forward to reading that. Staying on the theme of short stories, this is a book that I discovered last year and I absolutely loved it, and I'm really looking forward to rereading it again this year. I think it might be the first Christmas book I read this year, and that is Let It Snow. And this is 3 short stories that are all interconnected by John Green, who wrote The Fault in Our Stars, Maureen Johnson and Lauren Miracle, and it was just so lovely last year and I really loved reading it, and I'm really looking forward to reading it again. So as I said, it's 3 young adult romances, and each one sort of, it might have a character that's mentioned in one story that links into the other, but it's just really good fun, and it's just a very Christmassy book, and I'm looking forward to reading that. Again with short stories, I've got here the Penguin Cloth Bound Classics edition of A Christmas Carol and Other Christmas Writings. So I had read A Christmas Carol a few times, but this last year was the first time I picked up this book and saw that it's not just A Christmas Carol, it's got loads and loads of other little Christmassy books in there, which are really fun. They've got a few sort of ghosty stories, and it's illustrated as well, and the illustrations are just really sweet. Oh, I've just left a piece of paper out there. What's this? But it's mine and our film club from 2014.
Oh my god.
So yeah, this is a really, really lovely book to read, and just as a gift as well. I'm thinking about doing a Christmas gift guide of books to buy people for Christmas, but this is just gorgeous. My sister got it for me a few Christmases ago, and it's white cloth with the beautiful blue snowflakes on there. I just absolutely love looking at them. I've got quite a few of these. Which the next one is, which is Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. This is brown with pink scissors on it, all cloth bound. And Little Women is a story that is set at Christmas. It's a lovely, lovely classic story. It's marketed as a sort of like children's book, but I've always found it quite fun, and like I love reading it, and I tend to read it every Christmas, and it just gets me in the mood for Christmas. The first line is, "Christmas won't be Christmas without any presents," which I always think is a really good line, first line to a book. So that's Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. The next book that I like to read at Christmas, and I will be reading again, is The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. So this was made into a film also, and this is one of my favourite books of all time actually. So it's about a chap called Charlie, and it's written through letters. He's writing a letter, "Dear friend," he writes throughout the year, but it's got a big section set at Christmas, and something awful that happened to him that you find out later on actually happened at Christmas, but it's a story of hope. It's not a story of something awful did happen to this chap, but it's a story of hope, and it ends on quite a high. So that's another book that I also love to read at Christmas. Obviously I couldn't do a video without mentioning Harry Potter, so I love rereading Harry Potter at Christmas. I won't be rereading Harry Potter this Christmas because I've got lots and lots and lots of other books to read, but one of my favourite, Christmas features in all of the Harry Potter books, and I love that about it, but my favourite Christmas scene is probably in my favourite Harry Potter book, which is Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I just love the ball with all the other schools there, and I love the sort of like the first inklings of Ron's interest in Hermione happening when he's crossed that Crum's taken her to the ball. And yeah, I just love Christmas in Harry Potter, so always good to pick up a Harry Potter at this time of year because of just nostalgia and Christmas. So another book that I've read at Christmas is a short Christmas novella that I read on my Kindle, so I don't have a physical copy of it here with me, and that is by Giovanna Fletcher, and it's called Christmas with Billy and Me. So this sort of writing isn't normally my thing, but at Christmas I like all cheese, whatever's going on, I'm going to grab at it. And this was just a really, really cute little story following on from her novel Billy and Me, so just the same characters there, and it's just bubblegum for the brain basically. You can just read it and it doesn't really take much concentration or anything. So if you're looking for something short, I think they're doing a bundle of those this year. So she's also written another little Christmas novella which I might get hold of this year on the Kindle as well, called Dream a Little Christmas Dream, and I've got a feeling I heard her say that she was doing both of them for only a couple of £1 on the Kindle, and they're really nice little sweet Christmas reads, and I'm looking forward to revisiting those. So the last two books are books that I haven't read before, but they're a bit, the link to Christmas is a bit tedious, but I thought I would use this to show what I've got planned to read for the whole month. And the first one is Bret Easton Ellis, and that is Less Than Zero. So this is set at Christmas about a chap called Clay who returns home from Christmas, and it's sort of a bit miserable, and his return home for Christmas starts a sort of spiral of desperation and misery for him. But I love Bret Easton Ellis's writing, and I really enjoy reading his books, so I thought this would be something slightly different to read at Christmas. It was actually his first novel, and I've never read it before, so looking forward to reading that. And the last book is a book that my cousins lent me called Snow Falling on Cedars by David Gutterson. Now, she did this for her A-level or something. I've borrowed her copy and it's all got all lovely scrawls inside it. And I'm told that it's amazing. I don't know anything about it, but when I said, is it Christmassy? She said it's got snow in it. So, a bit tedious, but I am going to take that and use that as a Christmas book. So these are the books that I've got planned to read at Christmas. I'm really looking forward to the 1st of December when I can get started on them. What is everybody else got planned to read at Christmas? Is there things that you love to read every year? Are there things that you are going to read this year for the first time? I would love to hear what you've got planned for your reading plans in the comments, and please give this video a like if you enjoyed it and a subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. And I will see you all again next week for a video on what to read children at Christmas. Thanks very much, guys. Merry Christmas!